Cari amici sportivi, welcome to
Vincent, avant qu'on commence là, de quoi qu'on avait parlé?
Chers amis sportifs,
Mama Fango, let's start the show.
welcome to yet another edition of Red Card Weekly. Here, yes, where we speak mostly about Serie A, a bit of European, a bit of English League, and yes, where we're not professionals, nor do we pretend to be. We speak mostly about Serie A. Yes, Serie A league where the players and the coaches are not the stars, but the referees. Yes, Serie A league where a guy like Romagnoli wasn't even born when Totti scored his first ever goal. And yes, a league where a coach coaches for 5 games, gets fired, and gets rehired after 2 games. Serie A, ladies and gentlemen. That's Serie A.
You gotta love it.
Welcome, everybody. First, I'd like to introduce to my left, Francis. I hope my Inter keep on battling up the table, because we all know they've left me emotionally unstable. Colo Giacomo. I am Vince. Rossoneri siamo noi, ma chi cazzo siete voi? Tavernese. And to my right, Steve. Even if it was the last plate, my last ever plate of rigatoni, never would I share it with you, Andrea Stramaccioni. Polillo. Yeah! Welcome, guys. Welcome. That was a little bit there for the Office de la langue française, so we did start in French, on est correct. Francis.
Yes.
It was an exciting week in soccer.
Yes, we had a top of the table clash, and they played on Friday especially. Great promotion by the Italian Serie A, of course. Put it on Friday when the rest of the world can't watch it because everyone else is working.
Yeah.
Juve, Napoli, and the game did not disappoint, guys.
Mamma mia.
1-1. And both teams have to be happy with this draw, guys, I have to admit, because this game early on could have been 3-0 for Juventus. But in the end, with the Napoli pressing and Juve just barely holding on, with their backs to the rope, they could have easily lost this game. So in the end, I think both teams should be happy with 1-1.
Steve?
Last week I mentioned on the panel that I did not like the midfield of Berani and Inler, and this week, the first half, we saw that just not working for Naples.
And on the goal, that Pirlo crossed the ball, Berani got destroyed too easily.
He got beat by Pirlo, who is not at his youngest of age, with speed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen Pirlo beat anybody with speed. So Berani, Inler in the midfield, and as soon as I start to talk about Inler, he scores a goal off Bonucci's head. So that's just my luck. But the Berani and Inler midfield, yes, it's a strong physical midfield, but guys, Pandev and Insigne have to be on that field at the same time for Napoli to get points. And Juve had to close the game a long time ago. Vucinic missed the net.
Yeah.
When he was alone one-on-one with Deschantes. And guys, that's the 1-1 draw.
It was an excellent game. I was here, I was watching it, and I think we could all sum it up to this game specifically, Cavani versus Chiellini. We're going to talk about these fouls and was it a red merited, stuff like that. You know what, guys? Let's look at it both ways. There was merited red cards on both ends, whether it be the elbow from Chiellini or the hair pull
and
the
also,
elbow by
guys,
Cavani, yeah?
I thought Lichtsteiner got tripped in the box in the first. I thought it was a penalty shot.
We rewatched a couple of, I believe it's Corriere del Sport. They have like an ex-referee, and they were saying that there was a missed penalty on Lichtsteiner, and that Chiellini and Cavani merited both red cards. But I will say this: I was so impressed with the sportsmanship of these two at the end of the game, shaking hands, hugging each other, and changing shirts, and that's what it should be. What happens on the pitch stays on the pitch. But yes, Francis, a fantastic game, and they both, you're saying, both happy with the style.
Let me tell you, the way that Juventus held on at the end, thank God Chiellini was back because it showed it was colossal. Because if Caceres would have been there instead, they would have taken a goal.
And great goal, very great header goal by Chiellini on that one.
Guys, do you think Pirlo was trying to overdo it this game? He didn't have a great game. I know he had the assist on the goal, but
he's trying. I don't know. I'm seeing more of an aggressive Pirlo. I don't know if you guys noticed this. He was never the type of guy that was screaming at a ref when he was with the Milan or something. Now I think he's getting more involved, maybe as a captain figure, may I say. But he still got it done.
And last thing, I just want to give credit to Hamsik because I thought he had a great second half. He finally showed that he could control the game, create a lot of chances. Kudos to Hamsik. Hamsik is back this season.
Yeah, this season we have to say Vince Gattuso, he mentioned it to me a lot of times. It's his best midfielder in the Serie A,
Yeah.
Marek Hamsik, and the second half of Juve Napoli showed. The only thing that I have to just bring up about Hamsik is unfortunately the Hamsik that you saw in the second half is not the Hamsik that we see all the time.
Exactly, he's a bit inconsistent.
I want to
he's having a
also
better season.
just bring up something. We know that Italy is very famous and they love their video replay. I just want to see this week if they're going to use that video replay to sort this Chiellini and Cavani red card situation.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I seriously.
but you know what? When Ibrahimovic last year gets 3 games for a little slap on the guy's face, this should merit probably more, and they did go to La Moviola. So let's see what happens this week.
Elsewhere, Milan-Lazio. That was a fight for third spot. And guys, it could have been a fantastic game because the way the game started, the first 10 minutes, it was both up and downs. Both teams were getting chances to score.
It was like the
El
Mexican.
Sharawi got tripped by Candreva.
Yeah.
Guys, honestly, I thought it was a penalty shot, but not a red card. I understand it was the last match. I just thought El Sharawi cut in front of Candreva. There's nothing Candreva could have done. The legs got tangled, but it should have been a penalty shot. That was my opinion. That's the way I saw it. And from there on, Milan took control and it just killed the game. Milan totally annihilated Lazio.
It's a real shame. It's a real shame because this game, Rizzoli stole Serie A fans from what could have been a very fantastic game. And you're right, the first 10 minutes back and forth was like the Mexican Soccer League. But again, why the red? You know, penalty, not penalty. If you guys take a look, as we were discussing, even on the Sharawi, was it because the whole Marchetti trip, he didn't call it? And why did it take so much time? And then, hold on a second, there was the foul call, and then what happened, Steve? The sideline guys going like this, talking, okay. You're getting a red, and
But that
horrible ref game.
But no,
It wasn't
but
horrible.
that-
It just,
we're not- it just
he
was
went by
awful.
the book, that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
He
It
went
was
by the
awful.
book. Last man, Guyan is gone. That's it, red card.
I don't mind. I don't mind that the ref takes an extra couple of minutes to consult with the other sideline judges who are there for a reason, but he's got to make the right call after that. Unfortunately, it was a play that doesn't happen very often, but he's the man in charge, and I think that I don't think he made the right decision because I don't think that was a red card,
No.
and I don't even think that was a penalty shot.
No, it was outside the box. Definitely, the way you look at the replay was outside
I
the
thought it
box.
was a penalty shot. I
But
would have given the penalty.
then on the first goal, El Sharawi, did he foul? Yeah, 50-50. Usually he gets called. And I just feel bad because Milan, at the point where we are right now, we don't need to have these calls go our way.
No,
because we could've-
maybe you do. Maybe you do.
Me, I'm trying to be honest.
I'm just
and
saying,
this guy,
because it would have been an up and down game the way it started. I'm not saying that they would have lost. Maybe they would have dropped points like they could have lost. They could have won
So,
also.
yeah.
But no, definitely it was given to them.
Pazzini's
No way.
second goal, Marchetti did
But
that on
Pazzini,
purpose.
this is when I get to Pazzini. Pazzini is the best striker to score goals when it doesn't matter. That's Pazzini.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
He scores when the game's over, it doesn't matter. One guy that was really good, El Sharawi and De Chilio, fantastic.
Wow.
Petkovic, I think, lost that game. Before Candreva got the red card, the right side of Lazio was getting killed, but they should have made an adjustment, they didn't do it, and they paid for it. That's it.
Yeah.
Top soccer, level soccer, that's what I
But we can't say that it was we were very dominant because it's not fair to Lazio that we were dominant because they were a man down. But still happy for the 3 points.
They played
Still
well.
happy for the
Hey, andiamo.
But Allegri, again, I think his tactics were wrong here. I'm sorry. I cannot see Boateng as the third punta in the Tridente.
It's hard to criticize Steve because they've been winning.
It's hard to criticize, but when you're playing a man up, sure, Boateng's gonna have a great game as the terza punta. But if you saw how hard Montolivo had to work to get the ball, because the other two options in the midfield were Flamini and Ambrosini against a better team, or 11 against 11, it will not go in Milan's favor. And until he changes those tactics and puts Boateng next to Montolivo to have another presence on ball and get scoring opportunities, Flamini, top of the box, taking a shot, I would switch for Boateng in an instant. Ambrosini, I have never seen someone mishit a ball that bad in my life.
It was horrible.
He is a professional soccer player. He sent that ball like as if he sliced a tree wood on a golf course. I have never seen a ball
It was bad. It was
fly in that direction ever in my life. So if he's got to fix those tactics, because against other teams, we're going to pay the price. And we paid the price the week before against Inter where we couldn't score a goal.
It was a matter of Andanovic that was exceptional.
Yes, and again, Andanovic exceptional again.
Today, he made a big save that kept Inter in the game in the second half early on because Catania were winning 2-0. Everything looked like Inter was crashing. It was over. I heard them all at halftime. Stramaccioni's to blame. This team, it's over. We lost the dressing room. Palacio comes on.
And that's what it comes down to.
And Inter wins the game 3-2. Catania has to be the disappointing guys because they're making that push for Europe.
Catania lost this game.
Catania
They're the only
Catania.
one to blame.
Yeah.
They're the only one to blame.
They played okay. They played very good in the second half. But don't tell me there's no problems.
I'm going to give you that they showed a lot of heart, Inter, at 2-0.
What yeah.
At 2-0, a lot of teams, they would have packed it up. Let's go to the next game, and that's it, especially with the problems that they had. To show the heart to come back and to actually win the game, tie the game was already good. To win the game, they deserve it. And Catania, they're the ones to blame. It's their fault.
And again this week, Inter lose another player. Nagatomo is out, probably for the season with a knee injury. So I'm a bit worried. Guys, you were blaming Stramaccioni for not starting some guys.
You were blaming Stramaccioni
No,
for
I didn't say. I was
yeah.
defending him, saying, guys, we have Europa League this week, and Moratti decides
It's
what the
on
priorities.
Thursday.
Moratti decides what the priorities are. Guys, we have an old team. We're in pieces, guys. It's not like we have a
Yeah,
bench.
14
so we have
guys
to
out,
be very
exactly.
careful. And Rocky today showed that whoever made that signing should be fired. Branca, he must be best friends with Moratti because his last 20 transfers, if you take his list and you look, there's maybe 2 good signings in there, and Rocky today didn't even touch a ball.
Not even the signings. Let's talk about the people he sold.
Yeah. Did you guys see, if you guys saw today the EPL, Coutinho with Liverpool, couple of assists all over the place. Schneider, if you guys saw his goal on Friday, he was all over the pitch as well for Galatasaray.
The
and who do you go get?
guys are everywhere.
Ezequiel Chelotto and Tommaso Rocchi.
But Chelotto was part of that revival second half. He showed a bit of grinta.
A bit.
He's not a fantastic player, but you can't blame him.
Let's
for
just say one thing.
Ricky Alvarez got on the scoreboard.
Ricky Alvarez got on the scoreboard, and after what this Casino, I don't care what exactly happened, this whole fiasco with Cassano, the only thing you could have wished for today was this kind of win. Because if you guys were going to lose today,
But that's not Cassano,
Huh?
exactly.
Stramaccioni was going to get fired. I'm positive. Yeah.
Guys, it's not Stramaccioni's fault. There's no team. There's nobody to put on that field.
You said earlier, Francis, that Moratti makes takes the decisions on
Yeah.
the priority.
Yeah.
Is that the problem at Inter?
Inter, yes, Morata has way too much influence because now Stramaccioni is a guy that has no impact, he has no name, so he can't fight with Moratti, say no. He has no weight in the
That's
room.
why we add again, and we're going to add it here, that's where Branca has to come out. Because his cousins across the street, Milan, we have that problem too. Silvio wants to come in and he wants to select the formation.
Yeah, because of that you beat Barcelona.
No, because Galliani keeps him in check.
He keeps him in check. He does.
Guys, Roma wins again. And
225 gol.
they beat Genoa, and the new coach at Roma, I think, has it figured out. You win with your best players, you lose with your best players, and you make a system according to your best players. Lamela, Osvaldo, Totti, De Rossi, Pjanic are always on the field. And they're
Don't give him credit, because then he goes in the dressing room. You, De Rossi, you're good. Okay, you're playing today.
Zeman didn't do it. That's what I'm trying to get
Zeman
at.
was on a planet of
He's
his own.
going with his horses, and that's it. He's going all in.
Zeman wanted to recreate Roma. Roma is those players that you just named right now. That's it.
Yeah.
They're going to win. They're going to lose games. They're going to be entertaining. Today they were entertaining.
Stecklenburg makes some big saves. Actually, he might have
They
weighed in
had,
the balance because Genoa could have gotten more at this game.
They had 8 or 9 shots on target, Genoa, and just couldn't finish. All the shots, I'm not taking anything away from Stecklenburg because it was fantastic, but the best had to be when they put the camera on Goicoechea and looking at us like, yeah, buddy, you ain't coming on the field in a very long time. But good for Roma, they seem to be back on track. Let's see what happens the next couple
And
of
guys,
weeks.
we have a race for those spots in Europe because now Fiorentina lost Tuesday against Bologna. If
You know,
they would have
pretty
won
good
that,
for them,
yeah, they would have had a good chance to have back-to-back wins. But like we have said our Red Card Weekly, no Pizarro, no Fiorentina. And they lost. He was suspended, they lost. Back today, Fiorentina wins. A little fortunate.
Give Luca Toni a bit of credit, please.
I can't believe it still. Luca told me
He's still doing good for him.
But that's the signings that you need. Like we just mentioned before, Branca decides to take it upon himself to sign someone like Rocky.
We want to
Tony.
cheat.
And excuse me, you forgot somebody else, JD Carew, that they go get from Norway. And yeah, this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
But that was the biggest mistake ever.
I'm just saying, this
Can't
shows that
possibly-
we're desperate, guys.
Yeah.
That it just shows we're desperate.
That
So
was
don't
a
blame
mistake.
Stramaccioni. We're
That's not a, that's a mistake on the organization of Inter. You can't blame Stramaccioni. He has no control over that.
I'm blaming Branca.
They could blame anybody. They just didn't deal with it properly. They could have tried to get Carew on the down low, and if it worked, it worked. If it
Yeah.
didn't work, no one had to know.
And funny how the conversation always comes back to Inter. Guys, elsewhere, we might have a shift of the balance of power in Spain. Real Madrid beats Barcelona in the Copa del Rey. They beat them in the league match this weekend with a second string team.
Yeah.
Barcelona, guys, is this the end of an era? Do you think they could recover to play to win against Milan? Does that result affect if we decide if it's an end of an era? They're in crisis.
It's okay, guys. Crisis. It's
For
3 games-
Barcelona, it's a crisis.
For Barcelona losing 3 games in a row, the best for me is that seeing them complaining about the refereeing when most of the games everything goes their way.
They're crybabies.
But yeah, but you know what? To be in a position where to say that they're in a crisis, I believe.
It's easy to go through a crisis when you're 20 points ahead of the second place.
Thank
Yes.
you very much.
But
Thank you very
I
much.
saw a lot of players had their head down.
Maybe it's
Nobody
because-
seemed to say, "I'm the leader of this team right now." Guys, follow me. That second Messi was a no-show.
Messi's been a no-show for a couple of
For
games.
2-3 games now,
Yeah.
Messi has been a no-show.
Now, can we say that maybe these teams are trying to figure out how Barcelona plays? Maybe they should change their
I
tactics.
just think they're tired. They've made some bad buys. They haven't replaced Yaya Toure. They bought Song. That Keita even. Song can't replace those two guys.
No.
They bought Sanchez to replace Henry. Sanchez does not fit in that system.
At all.
Xavi's getting old. He's slowed down this year. These guys need a break. They need a break. They play week in, week out. It's 3-4 years. They go deep in every tournament. Copa del Rey, La Liga, Champions League with the Spanish national team.
But but you know what? Not in a crisis. To all Barcelona fans, yes, they're probably starting to get worried, just the way we were worried at the beginning of the season with Milan. But this Champions League draw against Milan, if they go out, yeah, it might be the beginning of a problem.
You know why I'm worried? Because this Barcelona team doesn't seem to be able to find their rhythm, and they're not able to control the tempo of the games like they used to. Yes, they're passing, but there's no rhythm. They're not dangerous. They're becoming Arsenal, possession for nothing.
Guys, but the teams that they've played, starting with Milan, played them physical.
True.
In the Copa del Rey, Real Madrid
Very
played
physical.
them very physical. In the Liga, the second string team, all those guys on that second string team could be first stringers on any other team, and they played them physical again.
Pepe, yeah.
If you play, like it was said on this panel, I'm not going to name any names, it was me. Barcelona, physical, and get them off their game and try to do something that's not in their nature, they will have problems. Guardiola was able to fix that with certain substitutions and changing the formation. This guy here, I don't think he had
Time
that
out.
experience.
Villanova is not there. It's weird that this is happening now because Villanova's in New York getting treatments for cancer. It's like it's becoming the third string choice that basically took over, and this guy is not up to count. He can't adjust. You see it in the game. He doesn't make any adjustment. He doesn't know what to do.
80% of your players have been playing together for the last couple of years. It shouldn't be a reason. Real Madrid played better. Milan played better. Point final.
So the way things are going, you're still hopeful for this Champions League tie against
Yes.
Barcelona? Guys, elsewhere, we'll talk about the EPL, not about the title, because it's pretty much decided. But we'll talk about that fourth spot. Today, Tottenham beat Arsenal 2-1.
A lively game.
And it seems you think Arsenal can get back because they got scored twice within 5 minutes. Same exact play, same running behind the defense. They did not adjust. They look like Swiss cheese. Guys, Arsenal, can they get that spot? And if they don't get that Champions League spot, they're in trouble. Because not only they weren't signing players, now they're not getting anybody, and Wenger is possibly out of there. The fans are fed up.
Arsenal, guys, I said it before. Unfortunately, they knocked the Arsenal from years back. they've had a very big problem holding on to players. Van Persie, Fabregas, even Song, if you want to throw him in
Yeah,
there.
to a certain extent.
But
yeah.
these players, to replace those players, it takes some time. And I don't think that they've addressed the issue of their back line. I don't think they've even addressed
too
the
long.
It's been too
Tony
long.
Adams, Sol Campbell, these guys have never been replaced.
No, defense, Mertzacker was absolutely horrible today, was horrible during the Champions League. I don't think Arsenal's going to be battling, all depending if, I don't see Tottenham going through like a slump. They've been playing fantastic. Excuse me, I said Tottenham, I meant Gareth Bale's been playing fantastic.
But Tottenham is more than Gary.
Yeah,
They made
and
some good signings
You know
also.
what we were discussing before? Last year, Chelsea, AVB, always in the spotlight, always under pressure. Nobody's talking about him, and I will give him a bit of discredit to that he's getting these players together. Adebayor too, playing a lot more than he was playing at the beginning of the year. So
But this is exactly my point. These coaches, before they transfer to these big clubs, make your classes. Before you start calling them the next Mourinho, the next this, that, let these coaches do their work.
Too much.
Give them time. You cannot switch a team right away. Going to Chelsea was the worst thing AVB could have done. At Tottenham, it didn't start great,
But
and
he
now they're
adjusted.
getting results.
They're getting
absolutely.
results, yeah.
So credit to AVB and Tottenham.
Something to watch for with the Hotspurs. The last time they went through a little slump is when they were missing Dembele. Dembele got hurt.
yeah,
So something to watch and see how this affects their team.
And now they have a tough schedule. They're playing Inter midweek. I don't know if that's a tough schedule. They're playing Liverpool next weekend and then Inter again. So we'll see how they manage through these
and
games.
Stramaccioni came out and said Cassano will be playing.
Of course,
on
that's why he was
Thursday.
rested. That's why they rested.
Okay.
Cassano was not happy. He wanted to play, made a stink.
He was
and then
tired,
go.
Cassano. He was resting.
But Stramaccioni, not to lose the dressing room, had to stand up to Cassano, which he did. Good for you, Strama. Cassano's going to be happy tomorrow. It's like nothing happened. Guys, let's talk about the impact because the season started. Great win.
Very
Lucky
nice,
win in
very nice.
Seattle. Are you guys optimistic for the season?
Let's not get excited after one game, but still, kudos to them for winning against Seattle. In Seattle, what did they average, guys? 45, 50,000 fans a
50,000
game?
fans, yeah.
And they seem to, you know, what I always call it like this championship hangover where they won this preseason tournament. They didn't look fantastic yesterday. Even Nesta, you guys, but Nesta was
He was battling. He was a war yesterday. He was. You know why I was happy? Yes, he didn't have his weight. You have to consider his age.
Yeah.
But he was yelling at guys, putting back in his position.
He was-
it
yeah.
means he cares. He cares.
He's giving more that, like, not there for, like, primarily for his talent, but that's what I was telling C before. Like, you see him, like, you know, directing traffic, which was
Of course, he's
very
going to direct traffic, Vince. He's the best defender that the MLS has ever seen.
Rafa Marquez was not bad.
He's the best defender that the MLS has ever seen. So, New York Red Bull, I don't know why you didn't sign Nesta. Thank you very much.
I think that's
I don't want to
understandable.
sound like a TFC fan because then every single beginning of the year they're going to make the playoffs.
They must be discouraged because I saw
As
him
a
playing against Vancouver and
as a second year Impact fan in the MLS, I'm optimistic. They're going to be battling. It's going to come down to the wire. But in Nesta's interview on Sportsnet, what's very key is they're going to have to start winning away from home. And they started off well.
because last year was really bad. And let's just put it to this: is that the expectations, I believe, from Saputo and higher up, what's his name? Anyways, Saputo and friends. The expectations are high.
Oh, yeah.
They want to get the
The
players
signings.
that we needed, and they got a coach, a European-style coach. Let's see where we go from over here.
Go Impact.
Yeah.
Tous pour gagner. Finally, guys, we'll finish with our red cards of the week. Who wants to start? Because I think you guys have a few yellows. I don't know what's going on.
You start.
No, man, it was a serious one.
Oh,
With
just what,
everything,
just-
with
stay
everything,
serious, please.
with everything that's been happening in terms of concussions and everything in sports, Britos got concussed. He was totally out. Guys, they made this guy go back on the field and finish the half, and he looked like he was looking to get subbed.
With a fractured jaw.
What a
Is this crazy or what? What are we living? With all the studies that have been made and everything, you go pull one of these.
Maybe he was part of some sort of match-fixing scandal that he had to be on the field.
For a certain
Something
amount of
coming
time.
maybe from you, you know? That would be a reasonable explanation. No, that's pretty
I'm taking
bad.
a serious issue.
No,
and you guys are-
you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, it's
was pretty
sad.
bad.
Yeah.
That was bad. He was out cold.
And do we don't have better medical staff on these teams to have better these condom head bandages that they put? I don't know if you guys even saw Puyol last week. He had this bandage on top of his head.
When you're concussed and you're out like that, there's no bandage gonna fix you.
Sure.
Guys, who wants to go? Because I think, Steve, you have 2 yellows this week.
Yes.
Let's go.
2 yellows. First yellow is gonna go to Stramaccioni. And not for the reason of selecting the team or not selecting the team. He lied to all the Inter fans again.
Lied.
He said, Cassano sits because it's a technical decision. Stramaccioni, there's the internet. There's all those newspapers in Italy. It came out. You argued with Cassano.
Yeah, but
You
the
should-
fight is into that, guys.
You're saying
You
argued.
should have just said, we argued. I had to stand up, I had to keep my team in place. Cassano sits this week. He thought about himself instead of thinking about the team. Cassano sits.
But Cassano,
Everybody would have left him alone.
but Cassano wasn't benched because he got into an argument with Stramaccioni. He got into an argument with Stramaccioni because he was benched.
But you're telling me that Cassano on the bench today to play 15-20 minutes was going to hurt you?
No, that's it. That's it.
Okay, more.
Next.
He's right.
That's what I'm
My
saying.
next yellow card to complete the red is to the MLS. The
The
MLS,
season just started.
Yeah.
Listen to the guy.
the
Listen to the guy.
MLS considers Canadian-born players playing on an American team as foreigners.
No, listen to this.
That's
When?
not good for development.
When Americans play on a Canadian-based team, they are not considered as foreigners.
That's a bunch of crap.
How
Yeah.
do you want Canada to ever develop their players where the only league that they can play competitive, let's say, higher rhythm soccer is the MLS, considers them as foreigners? There's only a limited amount of space for foreigners on the MLS teams. And the MLS teams, as you can see, they're starting to reach out and they're starting to widen their global footprint to bring players in. And the people who live in Canada, where yes, we live in homes, we do not live in igloos, are considered foreigners.
It's sad.
Kudos to Greg Forrest and Jason DeVos, who had a nice little Twitter. I read it from the beginning. You keep on it. This has to be changed. Change!
Steve, thank God you're over because we don't have much time for Vince. Vince, 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left. First yellow card goes to Roman Abramovich for remaking the picture at Stamford Bridge from the Champions League winning team to get rid of Di Matteo.
No!
Abramovich, seriously? Well, you just let it go. The guy was the coach at that time. He deserves to be on that picture. That is absolutely
Lack of
horrible,
respect.
horrible.
Wow.
I don't care if it's his direct decision, but he's responsible. Second yellow card to the fashion designers at Puma for that stupid third jersey of the Montreal Impact that looks exactly like an Inter jersey. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Disgusting. I would have preferred our Fleur de Lis on the
Vince,
mines.
I have to disagree because
No.
I think this is going to be the hottest item that the Impact's going to sell this year.
Oh yeah, the hottest item.
It's gorgeous. Regardless, put the colors in the back of your head. It's gorgeous.
All right, all
not
right.
bad.
All right?
We're all entitled to our own opinions.
Guys, Impact's still playing against this week against Portland, and we have Champions League, so we'll have a lot to talk about next week. Thanks for watching again.
But
Thanks
we,
for watching. Continue watching. Continue watching.
Take care. Ciao.
Ciao.